Wait, if I leave and he dies because of some accident, it's not what my character would do, it's what the player would do.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
All right. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
How are things?
How long have we been live? Oh dear goodness. How long have we been...
Like 20 seconds, not even.
Oh, thank goodness. So that joke I made, that's off the air. Okay, cool.
No, I mean, for now.
I'm gonna rehearse my apology speech for Instagram later.
Dear internet community, although you found me funny, I am sorry.
Hey, don't forget the ukulele.
Now we gotta up the game.
I'm not an alleged pedophile, so
we gotta do a ukulele and an interpretive dance. You gotta double down now. We gotta.
I mean, I have 2 left feet. You guys are putting way too much faith in my ability to do anything.
I mean, that's kind of the point of the apology video. So just try to distract him with how dumb it looks. Maybe they'll forget what you did.
I just go full Logan Paul. I've made a severe and serious lapse in my judgment. Also, I'm boxing later, so go and watch the PPV or whatever the.
There was a bit, and there was a bit, and it's funny because it makes sense in British. But I was seeing this. I think it was IT Crowd that did the bit where the guy's name was Peter File.
Yes.
And the announcer at the hotel is like, "I'm Peter File," and everyone was just looking at him.
My favourite thing is, in that episode, there was a dinner party, and he has to say his name, and one of the characters goes, "Who's a paedophile?" He's not actually.
Alright, so moving on before we actually get in trouble.
Yeah, family-friendly content, everybody. Let's do this.
Glad the flag for 18 plus is still on.
Yeah, good thing the 18 plus is on. I'm really sure we want to take that down. Why are you looking at me? Doku suggested it. Because
Sophie,
it's an exposure thing.
You're the one who says the really rude stuff.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
I mean, I saw the message you sent me yesterday. I should wash your mouth out with soap. Okay?
The problem with it is...
Just joking.
That...
She doesn't say anything rude or inappropriate.
Never. I have a feeling if we ever get an F-bomb out of her, like, the entire group will just party.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was that one time.
No! That was not what I said, and y'all twisted it.
Sophie's right, it wasn't at all. I'm just messing with you guys.
Testing audio.
Bite your hand. I'll do it.
Can you reach?
And yet, hey!
Alright, so we're live. We've stalled for a little bit here. Why don't we get a recap, Rabid Raccoon, please?
Wait for thank you.
Rabid Raccoon?
I love that. That's your new name now. Okay, thanks. But in any case, though, basically we chose violence, and violence chose us back. So we've been in town. We got some poison and tricked up. We had we got some poison, stuff like that, to be like, hey, let's kill some goblins. And we went to bed, and woke up the next day, and we're gonna kill some goblins. And then everyone was checking on each other, and then everyone but Kittis just stopped being by herself. Went to a different room. And so then all of a sudden Kittis heard a knock on the door, thinking it's Cedar. She's like, oh, hi! And then she looks down, because goblins are somehow shorter than Cedar. Proceeded to see this little goblin. And the goblin's like, I've heard you're in town. You're here to kill us. She's like, I don't know. And they're like,
depends on mood, really.
You're lying to us. And she's just like, look, you're not the only thing in this town, so I don't know what you want from me. And then they're like, hey, if you stay out of this fight, you can have this cool ring that makes it so you can actually have control over your elementals that you've been having a problem with. And then I had a bit of a time limit to choose. and everyone
Quick time event.
quick time event, and everyone freaked out because as Harry was going mind link, and was trying to get us to like use the mind link. Everyone was freaking out because no one knew what I was going to do. Not even me. And yeah, but she decided to stay in the fight and to not take the ring and not take the deal. And she's like, I've been through one too many deals. I don't want to do this. And the goblin's like, they'll regret it, and then proceed to leave. And so then Kittis and Kittis eventually went downstairs to witness Cedar trying to spread not false rumors, but like spread rumors that were technically true.
The best part is every time she goes to spread rumors, it's always true.
And we got to hear Iradoku's Valley Girl impression, which
That
is fantastic.
was so funny.
That's a bunch
It
of
was
people.
freaking amazing. But we also got to hear Sophie's Valley Girl impression.
Which was quite fun as well.
It was
And
something to behold. It's worth rewatching last session if you haven't already, so go ahead and do that.
definitely. And so then Peter was eventually, I think she got drunk.
She got a little bit tipsy.
She got
Just a
tipsy.
little.
And so then they were like, and so then Kiss came down. She's like, "What happened? Never mind." And so then they were like,
Never mind, I don't care.
and so then there were the party member. We were talking about how we got the poison, and then Gail proceeds to loudly announce that we have poison, and then which caused people to look at us. And then
But nobody cared.
raised a glass of the alcohol, and just like, yeah, kind of like duh, that's pointing to this. And then Sophie, in Sophie fashion, proceeded to have Cedar try to over-explain the lie. In which cause Kittis be like, Mom can't lie, get Mom out. Because Sophie has not learned the art of lying. At all.
That's a good thing.
You play a rogue!
Yeah,
No
it is
comment.
a good thing. It is a good thing. However,
You play a rogue. You're never allowed to play rogues again.
Do what I want, thank you very much.
But in
She's
any
a
case-
she's a
You know
wizard,
what's bad
Harry.
She's
What?
She's a
I'm
wizard.
what? I'm a what?
No,
No, she's a wizard, Harry. It was a Hagrid quote because she's not a rogue.
I know.
She's a
I
wizard.
was just
Ah.
completing the quote.
Oh, you were! I didn't catch it. I'm so
Yeah.
dumb. I
So,
have
You
failed.
tried to out Harry Potter, the British guy who is called Harry.
Did an appropriate response, and I dropped the ball. Dang.
Yeah, you did. Try harder next time.
I
Ask
will.
me about
I
Peeves.
look. I just need you to crawl back into your little cupboard and then come out. and We'll try again.
Hey, I have my own room now, like in the second movie.
But in any case, though, then we go to the outside the Goblin's mansion. Leah burrows and gets underneath the mansion, and we manage to not draw attention while doing so. And then we bust up in the mansion, and the Goblin's like, "Ho ho ho! You thought you had the element of surprise." And we're like, no, we just did this so that no one can witness us murdering you.
It's a face-off.
It's an ambush? No, this is just for no witnesses.
We just don't want any witnesses to this. And
It
So
sounds
then-
so Sophie.
so then we had a lovely little fight. Multiple people were kept
Was
going
it-
down and popping back up. Gale completely obliterated the wish spells.
How? Let's pause to comment on the fact that how many times have you been nearly feeble-minded?
I think 6 now.
The running
No,
total.
I want to say it's like 8.
I think it might be because they're. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
it
I
might
think
be 8.
half the rings in the last fight went off, because they tried to do that on me. But then you've also got the other set of goblins who tried to do something similar to Gale after
Yep.
he tried to beat them up after Cedar.
So they
That's right, I pay attention.
so,
Yeah.
so Gale just completely was just like, nope, we're not doing this today. And Kittis was doing little fire spells. Cedar kept going down as usual.
And went black. What do you usual? Hey!
But
It
was
is
trying
true,
to
though.
fight all blind.
Yeah.
In her defense.
She got blinded. It's a little hard light in that.
Leah was doing the tanking thing. And then we finally managed to kill them. we healed up thanks to Gale using a spell to heal us up, and then we looted the bodies. Kinnison proceeded to not tell Cedar what she got from the looting. We shoved it in her bag, and then all of a sudden, there was like the Kinnison noticed a ticking sound, and she's like, "Oh, we gotta go."
Ticking
A
noise.
serious ticking. She's like, bomb, bomb, bomb. And so then we proceeded to hop. We proceeded to go back out, and then we hopped on our ship and just managed to get out just in time to watch a portal suck up the carts that they had and proceed to anti-magic firebomb the entire town. And we're now on the ship. The town is burning below us. We don't know if there's any survivors. There's likely none. And we're just sitting there just being like, oh, okay.
Disclaimer: we did not bomb the town. The goblins bombed the town.
After we
could
killed
not
them.
have known.
It was an inside job.
Just to clarify.
And the amusement of this is that Delco might not have bombed the town if Kiddes hadn't said, "We're not blowing up the town. I'm not here to bomb the town this time."
So magic nuke has gone off, and yeah,
And the party now has to emotionally grapple with that.
again.
You guys did good. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we murdered an entire town.
No, we didn't. The goblins.
I mean, would they have done that though without your intervention? That's the question.
Basically, the bomb was set before we got there. So
No, it was after we killed them.
it was like the kill switch thing. So they would have had to set that up before us.
Could have been just something that was instinctually like just there when they came over. I'm pointing out that
It could have been something that they constantly regulate. That without them, it went super critical.
Yeah.
I mean, all I'm saying is, had you guys not intervened, the town may still be alive.
Yeah, we know.
we know Kiddes doesn't strongly care.
But
Just don't give a shit.
No. Did you know we don't come up under the Dungeons and Dragons tag on Twitch?
What?
I didn't know.
I thought I made sure we
No.
did. I literally. Or
I'm browsing
that might
for
be
us.
left over from when, that could be left over from when everybody was mad at Wizards of the Coast.
Oh,
Possibly.
yeah, could be.
That could be. But I thought I went back and changed it eventually.
Let's just put Pathfinder on there instead.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway,
For technology. Yay.
I hate
but in
it.
any case, that's where we left off. We're now on the ship.
Trauma.
Did you say do trauma? Yeah.
Yes.
Drama time! Drama time!
Guys are great. Guys are great. So, you guys make it out of the city, and you guys are floating above it in Leish's kind of airship that she's created. You're used to it by now, but you fly up very high because the smoke that's enveloped the entire city, and not only that, you actually visually see something.
What?
You almost see the ley lines of the earth itself bend and mold in kind of a swartex around. And so ley lines, what they are not usually visible, but they are basically how magic exists in this world, in the fact that magic is just innate and around, and kind of like it travels across the world on these ley lines. So it's kind of magic highways, essentially, of the world. And they're not usually seen. And the soul flame is so strong in this area that it is literally absorbing and bending the magic in the area around it. And anyone who has spell slots within a couple mile radiuses now, they're just gone.
Lose all my spell slots.
Oh, my magic.
You have no ability to cast magic here. And what's interesting is you actually kind of hear the stones that are whirring around the ship actually begin to kind of drain, and you see a couple of them fall out of the sky and crash down to the earth, just completely devoid of any color that they had previously. And yeah, and that's what's happening currently.
You know, if it wasn't actively destroying our ship, it'd actually be kind of pretty.
Guys,
Move.
what the heck are we gonna do?
Leah, we need to move. We need to get the ship out of here now.
No, wait. We need to help them. There are people down there. Let's get back down there and help them.
Nope, our ship is going down, buddy. If we don't move.
Leah, get the ship out. Gail, you and I, we can fly.
Yeah. Okay, we're
Leah-
gonna try and save at least one person.
Get it out of radius
Yeah.
at least.
I pull out my new goggles. I want to see if I can see through them.
Oh yeah.
Your
Leah's going
goggles.
to.
Okay.
Leah's gonna summon the ship, and grab Kiss, jump on it, and get the hell out of Dodge.
Well, we've already been on the ship, but
Okay.
So
The
yeah,
idea of Leah just grabbing just under him like a stick.
you definitely begin to kind of get out of a range. It takes a few moments though, as you are a few miles now from the town, and you can actually still see the smoke billowing and kind of see the area around the town for miles actually just begins to almost die. As a gray kind of washes over the life that was in the grass and the trees and everything else. And you can kind of see it at a distance, and you can kind of feel yourself start to breathe again as the magic piece of yourself begins to kind of flow normally again, and you know you're kind of free to stop.
can
But-
while we're leaving, can I use the goggles to check out the town?
Sure. Those would be. Did I post them in items for us here? So. I did not post them in items, did I? Why did I not do that?
I can see the town. It's fucked.
This town is gone.
This town? What town?
There is no town. Not just there is no war in Bossing Say, there is no Bossing Say.
There is no bossing say.
You know what that means? There's no secret tunnels.
No!
Okay. So
Was that in
yes.
Buzzing Say?
No, I think it was somewhere else.
No, it was
Oh.
a Mashi.
Yeah.
Oh, Mashu, that's it.
Hey, that's impressive.
That was actually really
I
good.
loved that show.
That's my future wedding theme, so I'm excited.
What
Aw.
secret tunnel?
Avatar in general.
No.
I actually 3D printed a bunch of turtle ducks to go as decorations around my wedding venue, and I'm excited.
Hey!
But anyways, so yes, for your glasses,
Goggles.
goggles. It's the detect magic, yeah.
Nope, it's the goggles I stole from the goblins.
It's the goblin
Oh,
goggles.
the goblin goggles.
The goggles.
She has
Roll a d20.
She has the heart
Huh?
glasses that
Roll a
do
D20.
magic, and then she has these.
That's it.
5. That's a nat 5.
That's beautiful, Katie.
We're already on the ship, heading away from town.
So you put them on, and
Plus,
you.
is it a wisdom save?
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah,
just
Leah
a
won.
d20.
No, it's just a D20. Okay.
Yep. So you you look back at the town and the goggles, and you kind of mimic what the goblins did, where you just kind of flick through different filters, and every single one of them where you look at the town is just black static. Everything is black static. A few of them, though, are really interesting because you see what looks like small wisps shooting out of the town, almost like little fireworks, but instead of exploding, they fall into and absorb into the earth. So, um, as you kind of flip through, uh, there's just various colors, reds, greens. Some of them are rainbows, kind of like auras, and some of them are just really pretty. But the city remains black static in all of them. And then there's a green filter where you can kind of see blue wisps shooting out again like fireworks, and then falling into the ground and disappearing. But that's what you see.
Okay. I'm going to learn how these goggles work.
That's like learning on the job.
That's how I play kiddos.
Are you just leaving them on then, for now, or?
For now, she'll probably like flip through them, trying to make an understanding of it. And after a little bit, if once we're like way outside the town, and if it's not useful anymore, she'll just put them on her head.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. And then Cedar and Gale.
Yes.
You guys are running back into town to save people?
We are flying above the town
Yeah.
to scan.
To see if there's any people to save.
Yeah.
Frantically.
As they're approaching the town, though, Cedar's gonna like really quickly like kind of tap Gale's arm to get his attention. Don't let the flames touch you, no matter what.
I know, that's how I got Gilcius. I'm not letting that happen. And don't you do that either, okay?
Okay. And they search, I suppose.
Cool. So I need an investigation roll from both of you then, and I'll kind of give you, or since you're actually taking the time to search, yeah, just do an investigation.
Ooh,
Where are my skills?
15.
You said investigation?
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Cool. So 15 and 20. Cedar, you're pretty sharp when it comes to this stuff. Just being owling and searching for prey from above seems to almost be instinctual for you as a creature.
It's like an owl hoots.
Maybe.
And you're able to kind of see various things. You actually see people kind of running through the streets burning. What you notice is that there's no smell. Where you'd think there'd be the stone burning or treated wood kind of burning and things like that. There's no real distinct smell in the smoke, but the blue flame just kind of seems to be absorbing a lot of things. But you'll see random people running through the streets, people falling, buildings collapsing onto people, spreading flames out and catching other people, and the entire scene is just chaos. But there are a few people that you kind of see that are hiding. There seems to be one building, a church, that still seems to kind of be mostly untouched, whether it be by divine intervention or by pure luck, and people seem to be kind of running towards that building. There are probably a handful of people that you find that are trapped in various areas that are untouched, though. And could potentially be saved if that's what you're going for. I'll say a group of probably 2 twin children is noticeable, and then a small family as well. Seem to be kind of huddled into back alleys with buildings surrounding them on fire. Gale, you see something very similar. However, the church itself kind of eludes you from view as you're kind of more paying attention to the groups and people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We've seen the same groups?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm seeing some kids down there. We should get them first.
Right. It just goes straight down.
She follows.
Okay.
I say
Keeping her
Gale is
lead, like,
determined. Gale is so determined at this point, just try and save someone and do something good.
Gale, I need an Um, let's say I think it's acrobatics from you specifically, actually.
Acrobatics. Okay.
Oh, well, I hope his wings aren't affected
Don't
because
fuck me. Oh, nat 20.
Nice. So you begin to fly straight towards them, and you kind of take lead. And what you notice that your armor actually gets heavier and heavier the closer you get to the city, and you're able to, with your kind of moth wings, if you will, um, be able to kind of compensate less and less the closer you get to the flames. With a natural 20, you actually sense the point where your wings actually give out magically, which is about 20 feet above the ground, or nearest the flame, and you kind of flutter with all of your might, and you kind of catch yourself and pull yourself back and stop. The alternative would have been you crashing into the ground at about 40 movement per second, which would have been very painful.
Yeah.
But you manage to actually catch yourself, and you realize in that moment that if you touch the ground, it'll likely be that you cannot get off the ground yourself, let alone with holding others. Now, that's not going to stop you, because you can still potentially save them. You just wouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
do it with flight.
Right. Is Cedar around?
Yeah.
Presumably
They're both-
she would have zoomed right past you.
Yeah.
They were both going
Cedar,
for the children, so
Cedar, I can't get close to the ground.
okay. I will fly up a kid to you. You get them out. I'll get another. I'll get the
Okay,
other.
cool. And while she's
Um,
doing that, I'm going to try to communicate through the mind link to Leah and Kiddis, like, please get the boat closer. We've got people that need help.
I don't know if
I don't think we can.
I don't think that's
I
an
don't think
option without the rocks. Remember, the rocks were getting
Yeah.
drained.
That's him in character saying that.
Oh, true, true.
You attempt to reach out to the mind link, and there's nothing there.
Hate that. So I'm gonna have Cedar like land it with a tiny bit of distance between her and the kids, so she doesn't just like plop down right in front of them. Because they're still kids; they're in a scary situation. You might not want a giant bird landing right in front of you and going, "Hurry!"
Wait, where's the giant bird?
Hush.
Close enough.
But yeah, so I'm gonna land. How are the kids reacting?
They seem to be a little fearful of you, but probably more in general fear because of everything happening versus the fact that there's a bird in front of them. It's probably more that there's just absolute chaos around them.
Hey, it's okay. I'm gonna get you out of here. I'm gonna take one of you up to. Do you see that butterfly man up there? I'm gonna take one of you to him, and then I'll come down for the other one. Okay? Who's up first?
And then one of them's a little older, but you can tell they're actually twins, one male, one female. And the brother actually pushes the sister towards you and is like, please, take my sister first, take my sister first. She's younger. And she's like, by 2 seconds! And then she kind of reaches her arms up, and she's probably about 6 or 7. And she reaches her arms up.
Cedar's gonna kind of scoop the kid up. She looks at the other one. You're a very good big brother. I'll be right back. And she is going to just fly as fast as she possibly can towards Gale, holding the little girl. Yeah.
All right, let's do a roll here. Oh, okay. So your wings push off the ground with such force that you just see the wind kind of and the air pressure change. And as you do that, flames kind of circle around you. And I need an acrobatics from you as well.
Don't you dare, Doku. Don't you dare. Don't smile like that, no!
I'm not doing anything.
15.
Okay, so you push through the flames that begin to surround you. And as you fly up towards Gale, you hear the teardrops fall down the sister's face and just evaporate into blue flame, as the ground you left behind you no longer exists. And it's just flame.
Okay. Cedar's just gonna like hold the kid even tighter, and just as she's flying towards Gale, just go, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Because this is kind of reminding her of Strix.
Roll a strength check.
I'm actually gonna cry. Strength. You said strength check?
Yep.
8.
Oh, you had to beat a 10.
Oh.
So you're passing off to Gale, and in that moment, the sister kind of sees her opportunity and lets go.
No!
We rolled a capture?
Yeah, Gale's gonna try and catch her.
Okay. Give me. Oh wow. Give me one more acrobatics, but with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Okay. With disadvantage, that comes to 7. That's gonna fail.
Alright. So you dart after her, Gale, and you see her falling as she just kind of surrendered, and you dart after her and you grab her, but you flew too close to the sun being the blue flame, knowing what would happen, and your wings give out, and you crash to the ground with the girl, and you are surrounded now in kind of blue flames, with a couple of options out, but the world is slowly kind of closing in on you. As the buildings are kind of crumbling, the flames around you are so hot that it almost makes it difficult for both you, well, not for you to breathe because you don't need air, but you can tell now the child is alive and you manage to kind of catch her and land in a place with no flame, but you're surrounded.
Okay. We can still do this, okay? Look at me. We can still get out. All right? Just trust me. I'm going to do everything I can to help you.
There's no
Is
point
there
anymore.
any way? There's
Just-
always a point, sweetie, okay? Just look at me.
Just
I'm
save
not gonna let you-
yourself.
No. No, I'm not going to do that. He's going to frantically look to see if he can see any way that he can jump over the flames or go under any barricades or anything. He's just going to try and look.
Can Cedar see pathways from up above? She's got kind of a bird's eye view.
Both of you, I guess, yeah, go ahead and roll a perception with an assist from with Cedar. So you can either do it with advantage or you can... No, actually, both roll perception, because you guys are going quick now. That way it gives you an option to kind of communicate to him.
Perception, what is my perception?
12.
What is my perception? 3. I've got a 9.
Okay.
This is not going well. This is not going well.
Okay. So you see 3 paths kind of that you can kind of make out. You kind of look at the layout of the city and where you kind of landed. You were closer to like the richer district, right? Temples here, there's nicer houses here, and you make there's 3 assumptions that you make. There is a building to the left that is kind of more engulfed in flames, but it seems to be a nicer house. So, more commodities, multiple floors, possibly a cellar. It just seems to be like a nicer house, but it seems to be more engulfed in flames. You have a path in front of you that seems to be very closing quickly, and it is basically an alleyway of just flames on either side engulfing the houses. And then you have a partially crumbled building to your right, but the flames don't seem to be spreading as fast. Cedar, you kind of see the same, and you have 10 seconds to decide which direction you want to take.
Like
I'm
we have
thinking
10.
I'm thinking past to the right.
Okay, yeah. Cedar's gonna kind of like start motioning and like kind of in that direction, like flying in that direction, a little bit ahead so she can kind of.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going to take the child's hand and just like, come on, you have to live for them. Come on, and he's going to head to the right.
Okay. So you kind of barrel through this building that's already kind of crumbled and broken down, and you find it a little bit easier to navigate around the blue flames. But in a split-second situation, a beam starts falling directly towards you. And I want you to roll a survival this time to see what instinctually you want to do.
Okay. It's a nat 1.
It's a nat
Nat
1.
1 plus 4, which makes 5, but it's the nat 1.
Okay. So this beam falls in front of you. Cedar kind of watching it fall. You feel the wind and the heat from the flames just kind of brush past you. They don't make contact, thankfully. But you kind of reflexively jump backwards. And as you do that, the weight of the child is kind of counter to what you're doing. And you know the only way to save yourself is to dodge. So you let go. And the child spins kind of in the air in that moment as the beam is falling and looks back at you and goes, "It's okay." Crashing happens. Blue flames ignite, burning the oxygen and magic from the air. You just feel completely drained, now surrounded in what feels like immeasurable amounts of blue flames and building as the lifeless body of the child lays under the beam, Cedar flying on the other side of the beam, staring directly at you. You save yourself, but the child dies. You hear crying of a family in the room next to you, also still kind of burning. How do you want to get out?
Is there a way that I can get down to Gale?
Yeah, you still have flight. You could probably get down to Gale without too much trouble.
Yeah. She's just gonna look at him and go, and she flies down.
There's people in that next room. We can help them.
Okay, but I'm getting you out of here no matter what. And
All
she
right.
gets down to the ground with him. And I guess we're gonna try and save the family.
Okay. So you kind of land, the roof is collapsed, there's beams, but there is a semi-intact room of rubble next to you, and you kind of go through, and you feel the door, and it's hot.
Oh, no.
Might be too late.
Can't be too late. No, we...
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. If we get out of here, we can end this. We can make sure it doesn't happen for anybody else. But
What about the wall? We can break down the wall. We can do that. We can go through the wall.
sorry, please. I don't know. I don't know.
We have to try.
We can try.
Please.
We can try. But if that doesn't work, we're leaving, okay?
So what do you do?
I think we're gonna try and push down the wall.
Oh, you're gonna go through the wall? Hell yeah.
Down, I think.
I guess roll in athletics.
Oh, but joy, just joy. So much joy. Because athletics is a thing
14.
18. So I guess I actually am good at it today. For once in my life.
It's the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Is it just Cedar going through, or did Gale also attempt to barrel through the wall?
He's going to attempt to barrel through the roll. I did roll a 14.
Okay. So, you guys kind of work in tandem, and almost like you work really well as a team. Gale takes his fists and just pounds them into the wall and kind of creates this crack. And it kind of comes to you that you need to kind of work together. And as that happens, Cedar kind of rolls back and then barrels through, almost like a hawk hunting prey, barrels through the crack that Gale made in the wall and stops herself short of touching the floor, which is kind of engulfed in flames. And as the oxygen flows into the room, the flames burn brighter and catch. And you see 3 corpses just completely charred. They're so charred and burned so quickly that they became solid and their muscles kind of fused. And holding up above the flames, there's a child swaddled in a blanket crying.
Yeah, Cedar's gonna pop into the air and grab the child.
So you do so. It's not hard. You grab the child and you go, I guess, presumably out of the room in the same hole you came in?
Yeah, I go back to Gale and I hand him the child, and I just look him dead in the eyes. We're leaving. And now she's gonna try and get him up into the air. And so she's not holding both.
Yeah.
He is holding the child, and she is getting him up in the air.
Okay.
Just with the added weight of the child.
Pure adrenaline running off the 18. I want you to roll another athletics, but I'll give you advantage.
Okay.
Is there any way I can assist? Like maybe sort of jump with her and sort of use...
And that 20.
Oh, I gave her advantage, so it's okay.
No.
So you
Okay.
said, what was that roll?
So-
What was that check for?
That was an athletics, actually.
Okay, so we're just gonna run off the nat 20 because I don't have a modifier for athletics.
All right. Nat 20 is fine, though, because what ends up happening is you, just by sheer will of everything happening, you flutter and your wings actually can probably do this, because the reason why, and you realize this probably after the fact later on down the road, is because they're not necessarily your wings. They're larger and can support more mass and more weight of a male frame, and you literally pull yourself up with every ounce of what you have, and you kind of bring Gale above just that threshold where his wings start to recover ever so slightly, as you feel the weight of both of you lessen and lessen and lessen. And when you get above the smoke, you guys are both able to take flight, the baby still loudly crying in Gale's arms, and you realize there's nothing left of the city.
We need to go back to the ship. There's nothing else.
Gale is just looking at the child, just trying to comfort it.
Cedar's gonna kind of start flying back to the ship, but making sure that Gale's still, coming with her.
Yeah, as soon as he realizes she's going, he sort of pays attention and just heads after her.
They go back to the ship.
Cool. Perfect. So you both make your way back to the ship. There are it's easier to find because there seem to be a few manticores flying around it, almost kind of guiding you back to it. And while that was all happening, Kittis was playing with the goggles. What was Leah doing?
Alright, I think Leah was probably struggling with the idea of just saying fuck it and going and helping Gale, but ultimately just staying like right above what's needed to stay safe from all the flames and the magical drainage, and just kind of just stuck agonizing, toiling over the thought: does she jump in? Does she stay where she is until they finally show up?
All right. And you see them return with a child in hand, and you can tell that they're not necessarily singed or hurt, but the heat was so intense that the cloaks that they're wearing are discolored and things like that, and they just kind of look a little worse for wear, and kind of pale. And
As soon as he lands on the ship, Gale's dropping to his knees and just crying, holding the child.
Cedar was kind of quiet the entire flight, and she kind of like lands just kind of with a bit of a 1,000-yard stare. But when Gale starts crying, she kind of seems to zone back in, and she just kind of goes over to him and sits next to him and just kind of hugs him.
Kid just kind of puts her goggles on and flips through them, looking at the kid.
What's interesting is as you flip through the goggles, you can actually see a few things. Sorry, my stove is going off, my timer. And you actually see that both Gale and Cedar were kind of a faded color, but as they rest on the ship more and more, their color actually returns to them a little bit at a time. And I want you to roll another d20.
They're D20. Okay. 18.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Sweet. But yeah, so she just kind of flips through and she's like, okay. And then she puts it back up.
Nonchalant about the fact that there's a baby.
She knows her mom at this point. Her mom decided to go rescue her in the middle of a dungeon.
True.
That was most definitely a trap.
Yeah. And it worked out.
So.
We sprung the trap.
Yeah,
But-
good times.
What's now?
So fun and
Do
innocent back then.
Do we
Yeah.
have any food for this baby?
So Kidda says.
Yes.
I
I'll
mean,
feed it.
it looks old enough to take solid food.
I can feed it with my berries.
All right. You have a ward.
Just kind of like goes back to the top of the ship and just kind of walk kind of like in it, like I don't know if it's like up in the mast or like basically where she can get the best view of the city burning.
Does Leah do or say anything when we get back? I'm curious.
Not really. She just kind of sits there, like pensive, with just like a bit of a horrified look on her face.
Cedar's probably gonna look over at Leah. We need to find another town or something away from here.
And
We gotta
Leah
figure
just,
out what to do with this one. Looking at the kid.
Leah just kind of stands up, doesn't really pay any mind to what was just said, and just walks over to the captain's area and sets sail to the next town over.
Cedar's gonna kind of look at Gale. Sorry.
We did what we could. I wasn't good enough. It's my fault.
It is not your fault. You did what you could. I mean, at least you didn't drop a kid.
If I'd been faster, if I'd been stronger.
No, No, you
She'd be
couldn't have.
alive right now. Cedar, she's dead because of me.
It is not your fault. It is not your fault. You tried your best. And
I wasn't good
I
enough.
know the reason that this one made it out.
Yeah. He's kind of like me. Well, we both lost our families in a way to the blue fire.
So sorry.
I think we should take them to the monastery. They can have a home there. They can be loved there like I was.
Sure, we can work that out with Leah.
I think we can. I hope it doesn't interrupt any plans that we have. I know we're always moving, but I want to make sure this kid is okay. I want to give him a good chance.
Heaven knows we can't really do anything for it here. I mean, we have Kiddis, but she's kind of old enough to take care of herself.
Yeah. I guess we made it out here, little one. I don't even know what to call you.
We can
Did you
think
have
of
a
something.
name?
Is there anything on the baby that might, I don't know, have a name on it, like a name tag in the clothes or something?
No. The small. It's basically a small baby. Maybe 3,
species?
maybe
Out of
4 months
curiosity.
old.
And what gender?
It's let's call it a female elf, from what you can tell. Or a high elf. The skin is very pale. She's very pure looking. What Kiddis would notice in the goggles, if she's still wearing them, is the farther you get away from the magic being drained, she seems to just be glowing brighter magically than all of you guys, which means she probably has a very strong magical presence, even at a small age, almost innately. But she can't really say much more than just babbling. And she kind of sees you guys and kind of sees you crying a little bit, and Gail's just holding the child, and she kind of reaches up and squeezes your cheeks a little bit, because she really only can recognize, characteristics of faces and stuff, so...
I have a name for her.
What?
Well, in my mother's tongue, there's a word for light. Kala.
Beautiful.
And I hope that she has light now that her world has become dark.
If she turns out anything like you, she'll be great.
She'll be better.
It's funny, other species babies are so adorable. Owlin babies are frankly a little terrifying looking. You ever seen a baby bird? Like, right out of the egg?
Oh, yes. Yes, we raised hawks.
Imagine that, but somewhat more humanoid. It's not a pretty picture. Until they get some feathers in.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
No offense.
I'm taken, I said it.
I'm sorry.
For? I don't...
For almost killing you.
I chose to go there.
Yeah, because I went there. You didn't have to.
Yes, I did. Where
See
you
that
go?
See that if you died, I would never forgive myself.
Why do you think I was trying to get you out of there? Because if you had died, I wouldn't have forgiven myself. The only way I could have had a hand in making sure you'd live is going with you.
See that you've already died once because I wasn't strong enough to do anything. I don't want you dying again because I might not be able to save you.
Well, I don't want you dying either, okay? So, you're stuck with me. Okay?
Okay.
I have work to do. And she's gonna kind of, after a little bit, stand up and kind of wander off back to like her room.
Leah, you have messages.
Yeah. Gail will probably take a second and then try and find Leah. Once Leah's finished reading her messages and suggest the heading.
You walk up to Leah, and she's frozen for a quick second, but then snaps to it the moment you walk up, having read the messages.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh no.
You're
What have you-
not inclined to
What have
listen
you
at all.
done?
It's just
What have
whispers.
you done?
Terrified?
Oh,
The traitor
oh,
receives her
sword.
messages.
Oh, my sword? Oh, do you mean the hammer?
Or the hammer, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, Leah.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea, and
Yeah.
I wanted to run it by you first.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to save someone in the little town. This is Carla, and she's all alone. We can't look after her. We can't raise her ourselves. So I was thinking, what if we took her home? What if we went to the monastery and let her grow up there?
Quite frankly, I haven't called that place home in years and years. But that doesn't make it a bad idea. My home is gone. That's the only other home that we've ever known. Fuck it.
I'm glad you agree. I wanted to run it by you because I know that the last time you were there, it wasn't exactly on the best terms. But I appreciate you supporting me and helping me like this.
Of course.
I've really missed that place. And right now, I think I could do with seeing Aerith again. Anyway, I better make sure Carla gets some food. Thank you. And thank you for keeping you and Kidis safe. I don't know what I'd do if I'd lost any of you today.
You know, I almost jumped down there to save you.
Really?
How could I not? This is
thought you were
my
smarter than
fucking
that.
fault.
No, it's not. It's not your fault I went down there, okay?
No, it's my fault. It's in fucking flames.
You couldn't have known. None of us could have known that that was going to happen.
Hey, Dogu, I just sent you something on Tavern Bard.
Look, just don't go blaming yourself, okay? Because it's not your fault at all.
You know, this shit better be fucking worth it. And she just looks down at the hammer. Hold up your end.
I'll do what I can.
Not you.
I know. I just wanted to remind you anyway.
You just kind of hear the whisper in your mind. It will be worth it.
Right, I'm gonna find somewhere where we can hunker her down for a little while. Poor thing's been through enough already.
Mm-hmm.
If you need me, you know where I'm gonna be. I'm not running off anytime soon.
Yeah, if you did, better not take me 7 years to find you again, motherfucker.
You ran out on me that time.
Yeah.
No. I stayed in the same place. I just left to go on my journey. You're the one who ran away from home. Things might be different there. The Xantha isn't. The Xantha you knew died. We elected a new Xantha not long after you left. And she's kind. She might remember you fondly.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. Alright. I need to process all of this. I'll see you around.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll sort of linger for like a couple of seconds and then head down into the ship.
When Kittis is sure that Cedar and Gale are no longer in ear or eye shot,
Oh gosh.
Oh
She-
no.
relax, never. She pulls out the wish ring and just kind of like puts their goggles back on and kind of just starts flipping through, partially observing the ring and partially like investigating the ring and partially investigating the goggles to figure out if the goggles are screwing with her at all, kind of like seeing if the goggles are a cursed item, and then two, just kind of like figuring out on how the witch ring works and like using it to analyze how they did their magic.
Okay. Roll a perception.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Perception, that's 21.
Perfect. Now go ahead and do an investigation.
Okay, investigation. That is a 19.
Okay. So you begin kind of flipping through the goggles while staring at the ring. And what's interesting is you see something that actually looks familiar. When you were staring at the black static of the city, you saw the blue wisps that was flying out of the city like fireworks and then kind of falling into the ground. What you notice when you look at the ring specifically, or the wish ring, is that you see what looks to be kind of like a vortex in the metal itself, made up of maybe 20 or 30 of the same wisp-like things. So these firework trails are going all through the metal, and that's kind of what you observe when looking at the ring specifically with the goggles. And you feel kind of almost at peace interacting with it. It actually feels really comfortable to you. You feel like you want to use the wish, though, because it seems almost like it would free those wisps to be used.
Huh. Not yet. Not till I know what. And what did she figure out about the goggles themselves?
Roll a d20.
Okay. 11.
You found out that you just want to wear them. You feel stronger with them on. You feel like you could see the world the way it's meant to be seen, and you didn't really figure too much about them. It's almost just like they have different glass filters, kind of like the if you've ever gotten an eye test, that little eye machine that they have. They're like, what's sharper, left or one or two? And it feels like.
And now? How about now?
Now and how about now?
Number 1, number 2.
And so you're kind of flipping through 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then going to the next set and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and they work a lot like these ocular things. And then every lens seems to kind of display something different, whether it be magical content, whether it be a spiritual aura, whether it be something you can, maybe if you're looking for something, kind of like a detect magic, or if you're trying to see things that aren't necessarily there. One of them you kind of flip through, and you see a bunch of what looks like small shadowy ghasts all around that seem to be there but don't interact with the world at all. They just kind of pass through things, and you're flying through the sky, and you're like, how are they on this ship? And then you flip through, and they're not there anymore. So there's a ton of different things in the goggles, but you just, I don't know, you don't feel like taking them off.
Once she is like basically flipped through and almost like kind of like made note, like a mental note of each one and what it does. She eventually then kind of slips the ring back into her bag of holding, puts the goggles on her head, and she keeps the goggles on her head. She's just like, this is useful. It doesn't seem to be making it so I could end up breaking my brain again.
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 Last time she almost broke her brain trying to use them. So,
Could have started the game with a broken brain.
oh yeah, she did. But
I'm not wrong.
But in any case, though, she bids Leah goodnight and kind of goes and just meditates. And once she is done with that, she does kind of like look at some of the other items, of course, kind of like digging through them, like the combat boots and the rainbow beanie and things like that.
All right.
Or as Rain calls it, a beanie.
I think Peter's just gonna kind of be in her room, kind of working on stuff, writing down a bunch of notes until she feels kind of tired, and then I think she's going to go to bed. But this time she's gonna be holding the pseudo dragon as she does. But before she goes to bed, she kind of shoots a message to Gail through the mind link that she says, "If you need a break, I can take a shift with the baby."
That's okay. I wouldn't want to force anything on you.
I've already got one.
Just please let me do this.
Okay. Here if you need
But-
me.
I appreciate it. And the same always applies.
I'll ask you to take a shift with Kid sometime then. When she's not behaving.
Wait, what?
You just said if I needed her, that's a joke. Never mind. Good night.
No, okay.
And she tries to sleep.
You sleep without too much trouble. You are exhausted. You don't feel like being around anymore, and you pass out. Gale, you take care of the baby all night. Will potentially have. I mean, we can still roleplay it out, but you will potentially get 1 point of exhaustion just because you did not sleep very well, taking care of a child who's distraught.
Yep. Would it classify as a short rest potentially?
Yes. Yeah. You'd be a short rest with 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay. I have cookies. Where's the cookie?
That was such a funny scene. Okay.
Get cookie.
You're just like putting a bunch of good berries in the child's mouth. Just be like, eat and go to bed.
Just please.
Go to
Please
sleep.
do this.
So eventually,
This always works with me.
eventually after
Except bread.
you do get a short rest where you kind of pass out for about an hour, and the baby actually is sleeping next to you, kind of in your arm, and like every once in a while you kind of jolt awake just to make sure that the child is still there, and then kind of roll back to sleep. All right, and Leah, what are you doing for bedtime? Anything in particular?
No, not really.
Did you set the heading towards the monastery, or?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Okay. So you, Yes, where are we going here? Okay, so you know where the monastery, you're flying towards it. Okay. Can't remember if you had to cross an ocean. I think you do, because of where you were.
We do, yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it'd be... Okay. So it'll be a couple of days of travel. So,
I sent a message to Tavern Bars.
Mhm.
So you don't.
I did get it.
Awesome.
So, also I posted some items in the item chat for Kittis.
I see them.
These are fun because these are all chaotic items. So,
Wait, items made by Chaotic?
yes,
or
items
just
made by Chaotic. So,
Oh no.
Love that.
she made them a while back, and I hadn't had an opportunity to introduce them until last session. So, should be pretty fun.
The mask of the sexy villain.
Right.
Whenever you speak into this mask, you sound like Tempest.
That's canon now.
What have you done?
Yes!
During the
I
trip,
made an invite.
Kittis does go knock on Leah's door, and she's like, "I got the body. Which one do you want?"
Doesn't count if you don't find the body.
Okay, first off, that it's like the best fuck whatever. What, she goes, I'm sorry. What the fuck?
You the body. The whole point why we blew up the town.
Okay, one, never say that again. Second, yeah, I gotcha. Never
do you
say
want?
that again.
The girl or guy?
The
I like
dude.
they did just holding these two.
Yeah, she just pulls them out, and she's just like holding them up. Like, what do you want?
Which style would you like?
The fucking character creator.
Oh, man, non-binary be like.
I said male and female, referring to sex.
Right.
That's who
Lee
gets
goes,
cancelled. I apologize straight away.
Lee goes, yeah, we're reanimating the dude, and the chick is being fed to the manticores.
Oh, I wanted a new body to play with.
I made some deals.
Phrasing.
Hang it. That.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So, do I feed the manticores first, or do you want me to animate it first?
Animation.
Okay. And she preps her animate dead spell to reanimate the dude.
All right. So you kind of get your components together, right? You got like a little piece of flesh, some bone dust you actually take from the one of the tendrils of the girl. You kind of snap it off and crush it in between your fingers, and you kind of like prick your finger and drop the blood onto it. And then you take that kind of mush and then place it onto the body of the male, and you kind of cast your spell. Um,
Did you hear
what?
No.
her? She went Simba.
Yep,
Seriously, that's amazing.
it's pretty good. God damn it.
What? You guys have been so heavy for like the past how long?
I literally just texted Harry. One half of the team, trauma and parenthood. Other half of the team, what do you want to do with this corpse?
What? We got it.
I mean, yeah.
That's the whole point of what we did.
God damn it, Charisse, that was amazing.
Simba. I
Simba.
mean,
I
color
really need to
palette's the
rewatch
same.
that at some point. I really need to rewatch that. It's so good.
But anyway, so then I reanimate the corpse. And then she also kind of pulls out some of the stuff. She's just like, "Do you want these boots?" Referring to the combat boots.
Yeah, I need the boots, the goblin's armor, and the goblin sword.
Aw, taking so much stuff.
Yeah, cause murder.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So fire sword. She kind of like digs through and is like, "Okay, fire sword,
Mm.
light armor,
Mm,
and boots."
yep.
And she just kind of like puts them down in your room. Once she's done animating the corpse, and the corpse is now up.
And then Doku, for my channel divinity, do you want to make the wisdom save or?
Because I'm willingly handing over control of the corpse.
Yeah. No. What I want you to do, um, is roll an Arcana save.
Oh.
Yeah, or just an Arcana roll.
Wait, a save or a check?
Just a check.
Okay. That's a
Do
10.
Do I get an Arcana check? That's fun math.
You're wearing the goggles though, so
That's true.
roll just a perception for me.
Okay, perception. That's 11.
Okay. Um. Okay. All right. So here's what happens. So you do your channel divinity, I guess, to kind of heal the body, right?
Well, no, my channel divinity would after she. So my channel divinity is control undead. That basically I can gain possession over a currently existing undead for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea was she reanimates it, I assert control.
Perfect. So through the goggles, what you actually see is that you kind of reanimate the corpse, right? And it's alive-ish under your control, and it actually seems to contain your essence entirely when you do that. And then the moment Leah touches it, every filter of goggles that you're looking at the corpse at, it actually disappears, and you can't see it anymore.
her. She's like, what?
What is this magic?
the only way you can actually see it now is in person without the goggles on.
She like lifts her goggles up. She's like,
Leah, something happens as you cast this, and you feel kind of a sharp pain, or a warm burning, kind of where the hammer is on your person, right? And it actually feels really hot to the touch. Doesn't burn you, doesn't hurt you. You just kind of feel its presence for a moment as you're casting it. And you realize that you have control over the corpse, yes, but you don't need to recast the spell.
Nice.
You have control over it, but it actually almost seems to be its own entity.
also, Leah, do you feed the manticores or do I? Do you think if I fed them, they'd like me more?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, that checks out.
Okay, I'm gonna go feed them. She like just drags the body out of the room. And while she's doing that, she reaches into her bag of mundane things to pull out her thing. She's like, oh, I forgot to do this today. Doop.
Okay.
And pulls out a random object.
Go and give me a D1000.
D1000. Oh gosh. 669.
Nice.
Nice. Damn it, you beat me to it.
Of course I did. I have the mind of a child.
What?
It's a brass prosthetic nose.
Ooh, like Tycho Brahe. Brass. Did you know that the copper in his prosthetic nose actually stained his skull green?
That's
No,
awesome.
what?
I didn't.
That's so cool.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's what happened. But yeah.
Right? Brass prosthetic nose added to my inventory and my bag of holding. And as soon as Zoka's back, Kidis goes and just like, Manticores, I got your food.
I just, you notice about 10 of them circling underneath the ship now. Like you called, and they came out of nowhere. Like they were kind of hiding in the clouds with the ship, and now they're just kind of circling below it, and they're so kind of in a fury that you can kind of actually hear just the aggression in their wings, and like the drips of just saliva that is now kind of falling through the air now.
Totally start a disposal business with this. She dumps it over.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, catch! And like dumps it over. For, like,
you see dozens of just manticores swarm this corpse, and literally eat the flesh down to the bone as it's falling, and before it falls out of eyesight, they kind of break off of it, almost like a flurry of piranha, and the only thing left is the skeletal remains of a goblin, of a female goblin.
cool.
As it slowly falls down towards the ocean below.
Okay. Cool. She pulls out from her bag the magic amulet that she stole from the because like remembering about the body disposal, she's like, oh right, I have a magic amulet that isn't charged, and she pulls it out and sees if she can charge it up with a spell.
Are you just putting spell slots into it, or are you trying to do like something specific?
I don't know. I'm trying to see because it said one of them referring to the nobles had a magic amulet, but the spell carried isn't there anymore. At night it glows blue.
Gotcha. Okay.
When orcs or goblins are nearby.
So let me see here. Roll an Arcana for me then.
Okay. Let's see. 18.
Gotcha. Throughout the day, so as to not kind of knock yourself out too much, you take turns with each of your spells that you have that you access to, and you try like one slot of each basically into the amulet, and it does not seem to charge at all.
She's gonna probably spend the rest of the day playing with that and the goggles.
Okay, roll a d20.
A d20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 7.
Perfect.
Okey-dokey.
And that's kind of throughout your day. You'll go ahead and kind of do that then. You guys are kind of traveling the boat, kind of hits the heading and kind of goes on its own way. You're high enough in the atmosphere now and kind of just floating above sea level, crossing the vast ocean again through. It seems to be pretty common for you guys to do now. It's just traveling back and forth between continents is becoming almost like a second home, flying above this ocean. You pass by the same... I'll get rid of the city because I thought you guys were going to land there. You pass by kind of the same vortex in the center of the ocean, and it actually seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger every time you pass by. But this time when you pass by, you actually see 4 points. Almost like
Whoa.
magic beams.
Oh, I thought it was Charybdis for a second, and I was about to lose it.
Still up.
And they seem to be
No.
beams of light, of just pure energy, that are connecting this vortex to 4 points that you can see very far off in the distance. One of them you actually are familiar with, because you guys had came from there, running away from an entity that kind of came from the ground where Leah's home was, her birth, well, her growth home, or her birth home, wherever the giants were.
Home.
What's up?
Childhood home.
Childhood home.
Hey.
And you actually notice kind of an orange beam connecting this vortex to that pillar, which seems to kind of have grown larger, so much so that you can actually see on a clear day from the center of the ocean. And that's kind of where you guys are at currently. And it's a bit unsettling.
He just flips through the goggles. Just like
as you flip through from the goggles, half of the ones that you're looking at are, like, you look through, and the magical energy coming from each of these pillars is so bright that it almost just blinds you in pure white, and you flip through, and half of them are unable to actually be used when looking at the pillars.
great. At this point, has she made note of anything on the goggles of could you send me what she discovered on which goggles, what she theorizes they see through? And read
Yes.
for me to actually look through?
Why am I picturing that kind of reaction, like when you go to look at your phone at night?
Right, basically.
I'm thinking that's Alessandra's vine. Ah!
What you're piecing together is that what you're actually seeing is different layers of, we'll call it, reality. So if you were to look at a multi-dimension, these would be the dimensions closest to your reality, but a layer apart. So things that can't necessarily interact with the world, but that are close enough that to the naked eye you can't notice anything, but with the goggles what you're noticing is you can see magic flow, you can see intention, if you will, kind of like alignment. So you could actually potentially ascertain someone's alignment by looking at them, whether they're good or evil. Um,
Ooh.
you piece together that the blue wisps um, are likely souls.
Mm-hmm.
And when you saw the fireworks above the city in that one lens, it was all the deaths that were happening as the souls were then fading into the ground and to start their journey through Shadowfell. Um, and just various things like that so far you've been able to kind of ascertain that you can see. But the magical presence in these pillars, because it's technically a world-shaping event, um, is so bright that like the goggles can't even comprehend it.
What's the point of being able to look at things if I'm just staring at the sun?
What was it? Whenever you feel alone, just stare at the sun. Keep staring.
We will not keep staring.
We will not keep staring into that good sun.
Somebody's gonna get cholera. Wait, how'd she die? Cholera. Oh.
And she like puts the goggles up on her head, and so she's like, "Okay, we're gonna take a break."
Let's take a break from staring into the sun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so that's Kiddos. This is probably the third day of travel. So what's everybody else doing, Leah?
So go ahead. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, no. I'm just honestly, I'm not too sure what she would be doing.
I'll be taking care of the baby. So Rick, so then Gail sleeps.
The look on Rain's face. I'm guessing maybe not.
The thing is Leah cares about Gail. Gail's not sleeping.
True.
He's barely sleeping. There's a difference.
He's barely sleeping. Yeah, he's getting short rests, but is very paranoid with the child
I
and
have
things.
Goodberry. Who? Carla, I have Goodberry for you.
The child does seem to kind of take a liking to you as time as you're the kind of the provider and you're spending the most time with it. It does actually kind of
Adorable.
treat you as like a primary, right? Where if anyone else interacts with the child, they kind of cry, but if you take the child back, it'll kind of start to like coo and stuff. And it's really starting to kind of bond with you as the person who is spending the most time, the last 3 days with it. Obviously,
Okay, I should say,
go ahead.
as a player, I'm not always a fan of kids or babies in general. However, yeah, I kind of like this.
Like I'm kind of attached to this one.
Yeah, I'm kind of attached to this imaginary baby.
Leah,
Forget
so
real babies. This is much better.
you have that constant pull. It's the same message, kind of every couple of hours. You just hear, "Are you sure? Are you really sure? This would be so much faster, so much quicker, so much more fun, so little hassle."
She just looks down at the hammer and goes, "Because of you, the death of an entire town is on my hands. And now, you want to change the deal? Fuck that. I got you your body. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself."
I'm gonna roll off. DM can't decide. He's gonna let dice decide. Perfect. Those deaths are on you. It's not my fault. You didn't take the time to look into what you were dealing with. I was offering you an easier way out, so you can go about your life without having to worry about me. This'll be the last time I do you a favor, then. Release me now, and I'll uphold my end with the body you found for me. And what he's doing is he's offering you another deal where instead of having to build the body up, he's letting you out. And if you release him now into the body that you found as it is, he'll uphold his end.
Yeah, he'll put. She'll put She'll give the goblin body to the hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you want to do it?
Yes.
Oh boy.
So the goblin kind of, as you're holding the hammer, the goblin actually kind of reaches out and grabs onto it as well. And you feel a chill in the air as the coldness from your hammer actually separates, and you're left with an awakened hammer. Just pure. And it's an empty vessel now, but it's still as powerful as it was. And in that same moment, when the coldness kind of ends, you lose that control connection that you had over the goblin. And you realize you're looking at a realized creature. It's its own mind, its own body, its own thoughts. And you don't have that connection. Bring your party, and I will uphold my end.
Good. And she's gonna go around. She's gonna gather the party, and she's gonna basically tell them there's one more thing that we're getting out of what just happened.
More than the goggles?
More than a baby?
Yes, and this one's positive.
Hey, hey.
I'm kidding.
I like the little loaf of bread, okay?
Ah,
Wow, I need sleep. But what's the thing?
Can I hold the baby?
Sure. Yeah, just watch her head.
Be very careful.
I will.
Carla, this is Kiddies.
I'm
She's
not.
nice.
She's just very magical, and I can't wait to see what she grows into.
Wait, the what now?
We
And she kind of
We-
like does not explain.
we actually have a bit of a plan for her. But we'll let Leah say her thing first.
oh, just come with me.
Okay.
Who's a good little baby?
And Leah will take them over to the goblin.
Please tell me it has a northern accent. That'd just be so funny. All right, it's me, Gobble Thrash. How you doing, man?
Yes.
Oh man, now I got
now. Magic hammer. Now I'm a person.
now I got to put on an accent. Man, I was gonna lazy my way out of this one.
You
Come
got
on.
face home from rain.
Hey!
By the way, Kidis is also
please.
moving from Rainbow Beanie.
Yeah, please, Doku, don't make the voice sexy or anything. I won't be able to handle it.
Okay, calm down.
You
Calm down.
get to the... So you all kind of approach the goblin, which seems to actually be moving much like a regular goblin and less like an undead. And he's like, "Oi!" I got a gift here. I got a gift here for you.
Why is he fat bastard from Austin Powers?
Oi! Get in my vicinity.
Get in my belly.
He's a mixture between Fat Bastard, Bugs Bunny, and Porky Pig. Prove me wrong.
It's like, I don't know what's going on, because this is not the voice he would have, but this is the voice he's got.
Wait, where's your shit out?
He could have had his original voice, but nah.
So,
What is the goblin one? I'm curious.
part of the deal here is for me to give you each a gift. And
Who is this?
that gift was exchanged for my freedom.
This is new.
What you laughing about?
He's sleep deprived.
Only trying to
Don't
give
worry
you a
about
gift, see.
He's sleep deprived.
I just didn't expect that voice to come out of that.
I'm full on snorting over here.
What do you mean a gift? There's no catch?
No catch. It was a gift. I will hold up my end of a bargain made with your friend Leah.
Accent?
Fucking no. Just those.
It's like a
It's
mix of Cockney and Aussie.
a fucking failed performance check. That's what it is. That's what this accent is.
What do you mean a failure? This is awesome. Keep going.
It's the best thing. I kind of want you to stop because my face is hurting, but I want you to keep going because it's so fantastic.
All right. Let's.
Okay.
Curious.
Kid just kind of like holds the baby. She's like, bleh. Like holding the baby with one hand. She's like,
Give me.
Give me.
Watch the head, watch the head, watch the head, watch the head.
Holding up the head.
You're holding her upside down.
I'm not her. Here, you dipshit.
I'm here to give you some tattoos. Some permanent boons, if you will.
Yay. Okay.
It's within my power to do so now that I'm free, you see. Crikey. Stop laughing.
You'll have to excuse him. He is very sleep deprived right now.
New
Sorry,
father.
I just taken a sip and I was trying not to spit it everywhere.
So for your blue thing, come.
Yes.
And what he does is, from his hands, he actually opens a small portal, if you will. And he pulls out a blue gemstone, and he actually crushes it in his hand, like almost like it's made of just sugar or salt. And he kind of crushes it around, and as he releases his hand, it looks like a ton of tiny blue fireflies, and they actually begin kind of piercing through or phasing through your armor and kind of onto your skin. You feel a slight tender burning as a design of a man kind of squatting down, holding up the earth. Atlas essentially gets imprinted in blue gemstone onto your chest, and it's a tattoo essentially that glows a faint blue. And you feel strength that you haven't felt before. And what you realize now is that it's helping you carry your armor to a degree that means that you don't have any strength requirements now for any armor that you wear. And you also have no disadvantages on stealth wearing these armors.
Nice.
I do need a Constitution saving throw from you with disadvantage.
Okay, yeah, that's... I'm not going to say it's fine because I don't want to tempt fate. Oh! So,
Oh, no.
with disadvantage?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got an
Okay.
20, didn't you?
I got a nat 20 and a 19, which plus my +3 is 22.
Okay.
Nice.
So you definitely feel like the energy has been drained out of you, but it wasn't malicious. It just feels like like the tattoo or gemstones on your chest almost absorbed a lot of your energy at the moment, but you were able to kind of remain on your feet.
Ah, that's... good.
Who's next now?
Sorry.
How about one of ye lasses?
A lot of that doesn't narrow it down at all because the rest of the party are girls.
Leah's just gonna walk up and go, if it'll make you be quiet, absolutely.
Never be quiet. My voice has been silenced for far too long. Now that I have my freedom.
Also, Gail left home and returned with a child and a tattoo.
I make good decisions.
I just had to point that out. Okay, sorry. You continue.
Now, yeah,
He went travelling on his gap year.
ye have a unique disposition. My accent changed again, but fuck it.
Grommet Flash has travelled the world. Grommet Flash has picked up accents.
I don't know who I am anymore. I only know what gift I have to give to you.
Look like.
Identity crisis.
That's the title of this episode. Grovel Thrash has an identity crisis.
It's like just split personalities. So so he kind of opens up a portal again, and he does the same thing where he kind of grabs kind of a red gemstone this time, and crushes it. And what he does is, instead of tattoos, he actually inlays with his thumb over the scars of your body that are kind of prismatic, kind of a red gemstone hue. So it actually shines through the prismatic a little bit now, in red. So you kind of have like red prismatic cracks in your body. But what it's actually going to do is it's going to give you a natural armor of 18. So unarmored, your natural armor is 18. And you can actually feel it permeate kind of deeper and deeper and deeper into your body as things go on. But I need a Constitution saving throw from you as well.
Okay. Nat 20 for a 30.
Okay. You kind of feel the same effect where it almost like drains you as your body is kind of harmoniously synchronizing with the tattoo, the gemstone tattoo, but it you stabilize and you're fine. How about the bird? The bird is the word, they say, huh?
Oh,
Bring her over and I'll give her some
You need 5 seconds.
some shine.
Go back.
So
Okay.
shiny, the bird.
Okay then. And so you're just gonna very hesitantly kind of reach forward.
It's like he kind of like pulls your hand like with like a jerk with like a lot of strength, and is like looking at the palms of your hand. It's like, you city girl, huh? You spend too much time in the industry, in the hustle and bustle of the cities, and not enough in nature. You need to embrace who you are. And he kind of then opens the portal above your hand, and a green gemstone falls out into your hand, and he kind of crushes it, and with your hand in his hand, and he kind of opens it up, and as that happens, a Yggdrasil tree tattoo from stomach going up your bust and out your arms as tree branches and leaves. A giant Yggdrasil tattoo happens on your body. And what that does is that when you're in nature, you will have perfect stealth, meaning you will no longer have to roll stealth checks in nature. You literally fully blend into trees, nature, as a nat 20 stealth.
I love this.
Makes it easy to rogue.
Yeah. Cedar
Um,
sees attention. She's like, how on earth is that showing up over the feathers? And then
um,
she kind of like looks over Grumble Thrash, kind of nods, like, thank you. And just kind of steps aside so that your
and
turn with the baby.
and
With the baby?
you need a
I
con
can
as well.
baby.
Oh, it's okay. You're tired.
Con.
What? Oh,
Con save.
con save. Woo!
Let me hold my child.
Is that
Oh,
with
that's not bad at all.
with disadvantage or
Nope.
just straight? Okay.
Let me see my skills.
It's a
You
save.
gotta
That's a
check your
save.
skills, bud.
30-20.
Okay.
Oh, wait, for con?
Yeah, con +2.
Oh, I thought that was a 13.
That's an 18.
You kind of feel the same drain where it almost feels like it's taking a lot out of you. And Gale was kind of asking for the baby back. Do you hand it back?
She's like, okay, but you're gonna need to take a shift and go to bed soon.
Sleepers, yeah, okay.
So she
But
hands
we
him
need-
back the baby for now.
But we need to talk at some point, alright?
Okay.
You're the best.
Now the last one, huh? You have a strong tie to dreams. A vision, a sight. I see you. You want to see what's unknown. I can do that. And he takes a purple gemstone from a small whirling vortex, like he did with the others, and he crushes it. And as a joke, he Simba's you, and an Eye of Ra, essentially tattoo, appears as a third
Nice.
eye on your forehead, made of purple gemstone.
He's
Uh,
got a face tattoo.
and what this will do?
Ava.
Yeah. Oh. Poor Ava.
Sorry. Go ahead.
What happened with Ava? What happened?
She's drawing Kidis's redesign, and I'm if this is a face tattoo, I'm gonna have to text her.
But yeah, it's kind of a purple gemstone eye symbol, and what this does is it connects you to dreams, much like Kidis's eye, or Cedar's eye, where she can kind of see what's going on. You can reach out to anything, anywhere in the world, and see it in your dreams. And it's a lot more clear and a lot less cost because you can do it for free. You just have to sleep.
Okie dokies.
What's interesting too is anyone who is sleeping, you can place their dream anywhere in the world. So if they want to see something, you can also impart that on others.
Oh.
And I need a con save from you as well.
So impart on others. Okay. Okay. Rolling a con. That's a 5.
Oh
dear.
no!
Thank goodness you handed off, baby.
You
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You would have dropped Kid. You fall prone for a moment as you feel kind of all of your energy kind of rush to your forehead, and it's almost like you stood up too fast, and you kind of like have to equalize. And the tattoo just feels so cool in your body. It's kind of hidden under your goggles now as the goggles kind of fall back into place. But you kind of have to like blink a few times, and you actually kind of fall asleep for just a split second, and you kind of flash different areas of the world. One of which is the your mind kind of travels there automatically because you were curious about it because you couldn't see it through the goggles, but you actually see a large portion of the world being eaten away by the pillar. slowly as like more and more of it's breached the barrier that you were familiar with, and it's actually large portions of Earth is falling into this black celestial nothing, and in the center of it is Judgment, the one that you guys saw before.
Oh gosh. Cedar's gonna when she sees Kidis just like fall down, she's gonna go over to her. Oh gosh, you good?
I can see it.
That's beautiful, Kidis. And just kind of helps her up. You good?
Can you smell colors in this moment?
No. But I saw Judgment eating the world still.
Oh,
So that's more useful. Cool.
how many talons am I holding up?
3.
Good, you're fine. Okay, you're okay.
How many am I holding up?
You don't have talents.
Very good. That was a trick question.
And with that, Your Grace, I should bid you adieu. And as everyone's just kind of like reveling in their new powers, a portal begins to kind of open up underneath the goblin as he's slowly kind of going away. Oh shit, I just rolled a nat 20. So, Gale, I also need an acrobatics from you, as well as a wisdom save from you.
Which would you like first?
Wisdom.
Wisdom first. Okay. No, don't come out of the character sheet. Come on. So wisdom save with +7.
With disadvantage, remember.
Oh, you didn't mention that part.
Well, you got 1 point of exhaustion, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So that's 23.
Okay. So you actually see the vortex opening up in front of you, underneath the child as well. So a minor illusion was there, and you actually just saw through it. Now I need a dex with disadvantage.
Okay, acrobatics disadvantage coming right up. Okay, with disadvantage that comes to a 15.
Would sleight of hand change that at all?
Sleight of hand, what for me?
Yeah, or is it the same?
It's pretty much the same modifier.
Okay. What was it without disadvantage? Just curious.
Without disadvantage, that would be a 18.
Okay, so it still wouldn't be. Because I was thinking about not giving you. Yeah, but you had the thing. All right.
So 18 still wouldn't do it.
I rolled a nat 20 on that roll.
If you steal
If you steal his child, there will be nowhere in the 9 realms to hide.
Yeah. Say it again for those in the back.
He couldn't cause problems once he has the body. That was the deal.
This would be a problem. Please don't take the kid.
Is it a problem? He's not doing anything malicious to the world.
I don't care!
It's malicious to us.
It's malicious to you. You didn't say he couldn't be evil. He said he couldn't cause problems for the world.
This is a problem for the world because we're saving the world. Ergo, problem.
The child is not the world.
He is to me!
So...
Let him have this moment.
It slips through the goggles.
Please.
Rain, beg with us.
I don't think Rain cares. Rain, do you care? Would an evil Leah care?
Well, it would make Gale sad.
It would make Gale sad.
Sophie is literally giving you the Disney princess face.
All right.
I think
Watch
Leah
Community,
would
you
care
know what we're
because
talking about.
Gale cares.
Yeah, okay.
I think specifically because Gale cares, Leah would care.
All right. So, let's do this. So, Kittis is down.
No, help her
Cedar.
up.
Yeah, so you're helping her up while this is all happening. So, if we're looking in action order, she went down, you assisted. Leah,
Mm-hmm.
um, give me a wisdom first. Wisdom save.
I didn't even have to act
28.
out being tired.
28?
Yep.
Okay. And we'll do it. Well, either way, it's going to be 2 rolls. So I'll give you the choice. I want either a dex with disadvantage or 2 different dex rolls as actions. So,
2 different
actually,
dex rolls as
you can
actions.
do acrobatics and then sleight of hand, or
Uh-huh.
you can do a dex roll with disadvantage.
I'll do a dex roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
It's a 13.
Okay, so let me roll off. It's going to be a straight roll. It's dead goblin. Fuck. Okay. So, both Leah and Gale see through the minor illusion. Cedar and Kittis are kind of wrapped up helping each other as Kittis kind of hit the ground. Gale feels the weight of the child kind of disappear from his hands as he is just too tired from taking care of the child to do anything. You see a reaction from Leah going, no, 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 as she goes to grab the child, and the fingertips graze the bottom of her hand as both the goblin and the child disappear into a black swirl of nothing.
You sick fucker.
A single note of paper falls down to the deck of the ship and lands softly on the ground.
Gal's gonna pick it up and read it.
It says, "Don't worry, I'll take better care of her."
She
Gal's just
grew
gonna
up.
crumple up the paper in his hands and just turn and just walk off.
Trauma roll.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Trauma
wow.
roll.
Trauma roll.
Oh, yeah, it's a new mechanic that is applied to Kittis.
Wisdom save.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, great. That's a good laugh.
Hold on, that's
That's a good
11,
laugh.
so that does not save.
Where did we put? Was that in Tavern Bard?
Yeah, was it? I believe so. Did I send it? I think I saw it. Sent
You
it in
did. You
Tavern
did.
Bard.
Okay.
I'm gonna count the failed, succeeded. I'm gonna start the count for
Okay.
that, but
Okay.
So, are you going temporarily with my input or yours for now?
your input.
Okay. So yeah. So then go ahead and roll your D-value.
D10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 4.
Okay. You guys actually see Kittis like visibly kind of shook, and like upset kind of washes over her face, where she was like excited at the moment, and then when all that happened and she couldn't really do anything, she just kind of shuts down for a second. And yes, so until your next your next X rolls out of combat will be with disadvantage for now.
Okay.
Oh gosh. After Gale walks off, Cedar is going to try and use the eye. Argos, I need you to look really quickly. Her name is Kala, the baby that we just you saw her. Her name's Kala.
This will be particularly difficult,
I don't care. Just do it.
since you don't have her real name.
Her name's Kala.
I'll give you a break this time. 3/4 of your health disappear
Hey.
as this pain rips through you. The fog that comes out of the eye fills the entire deck of the ship like a puff of dry ice. The smell just almost rancid. As you see a goblin walking through a dark version of the world, pieces of stone floating all around him, and blue wisps flying through the air of just chaos. And you see him just kind of holding this child, and you see him whispering to her, I will protect you, little wee one. You are going to save the world one day, and I'll be right there to guide you. Would you recognize Shadowfell?
I don't
What?
think I knew it was Shadowfell. Like from the description, I personally knew it, but I don't think Cedar's ever seen
Cedar
it.
reads a lot, so
You
would that
wouldn't.
be like a history
You
check?
go and do a history check for me.
All right. Not
It's a
great,
good
but I
call
can
out.
go. 16.
16.
Because I have a +8 because she's a flippin' nerd.
You're a freaking nerd. Let's go, nerd. He's a nerd. So you look down and you realize, just from the descriptor alone, the muted colors, the smells almost of just brimstone and fire that you can kind of ascertain, and the fact that the world above seems to kind of be collapsing into Shadowfell itself, from the same kind of 4 pillars off in the distance. You kind of put together that they're not necessarily in creation, and that they're essentially under it. So you kind of, with a 16, you put together that they're most likely in Shadowfell. And he looks up, and you kind of feel a burning from Argos even more so, as he knows that you're kind of watching. And you see Argos's eye floating, looking down at the goblin, but you're seeing through the goblin's eyes, and you actually hear his voice going, "You never said I couldn't mess with other worlds, only that I wouldn't mess with yours. And I keep that promise, because I earned my freedom. You'll get no trouble from me, unless you come looking. So run away now, wee lass, or you'll find your end." And the line cut, and you're awake on the ship.
Gotta be something. And Cedar's gonna storm off to her room, and she is going to start a prayer to yellow and white.
Okay.
What do you say?
Yeah,
Well,
go
do I
ahead.
have to roll for it?
No,
Okay.
no. Go ahead and what are you doing exactly? Go ahead and do your. You guys see kind of Cedar storm off in just a huff.
Like her feathers are puffing up and everything, and like her door actually slams behind her, which is not normally how she would go into a room. So, okay, please, I need help. White, I know you can do time stuff. I don't know, just maybe a couple minutes back, just right before, just one more chance on this. Yellow, is there some puzzle, some solution? There's got to be a solution. There always is. That was the one person we were able to save. Come on, please. I don't care who we have to talk to. I mean, Blue, for crying out loud. Like, literally any of you. I don't know what to do. And I need to do something. There's got to be a single positive. Maybe there's got to be something that we can do to keep this from happening again. Maybe there's got to be more I can do, more I can be.
Roll a performance with, I'll give you a d6.
Wait, a performance and a d6.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tracking now. All right. Okay. That is cocked.
Yep.
And then you said performance 2.
Did we lose somebody?
13?
Oh.
Green's camera is off. 13 though, I think. Wait. Yes, 13.
So you rolled a 13 plus a d6?
No, that's total.
13 total. Oof, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great. I don't know why, but my performance rolls always suck.
Is he... Hold on. Gail's still with us, right?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh boy. Lost all the cameras. Hang on.
Oh no.
Oh, goodness.
Alright. Did we lose Rain?
Rain.
Yeah, we did.
Rain?
No, I'm here.
Rain's here.
So I had to jump off because I had to turn on my lights because it's getting hella dark here.
Ah.
Gotcha, no worries.
That's all.
Just lost
Do you see me
everybody for a
okay now?
second. Yep, I think I got you guys.
Cool.
Let's make sure OBS re-registers. Okay, there we go.
If I sense it's not working, I do have one more card that I can kind of play in this plea, I think.
So tiny yellow fairy appears before you. If you're not strong enough to do something, what's the simplest solution?
Get stronger. Smarter.
And if you care so much about small things, how do you affect big change?
I don't know. We're trying so hard to fix this. But everything keeps catching on fire. And I'm trying, but I don't know what to do, okay? I don't have all the answers. I don't know the answer to every puzzle.
Then a moral quandrum. There is a set of train tracks, split into two. On the right
Are
track,
you gonna try and trolley popcorn us?
on the right track, you have a crumbling world. On the left track, you have a small elf child. The question is, which set of tracks do you let the train go down?
Can I stop the train? Can I destroy the train?
Have you ever stood in front of a train?
No.
In this instance, the train would be derailed, annihilating both tracks. You're destined for bigger things than a child. You need to think bigger. There is no undoing your actions. There is no reset button. Your world is reshaping and breaking, and you care about the fire in front of you as opposed to the one that's burning around you. Think beyond yourself. I picked you
Think
because
beyond
your
yourself.
heart is big. You have enough love within you to carry the world. Do it.
How? How am I?
And let's see. What's your AC? Oh yeah, fucking. How much life do you have left?
13. Why?
Oh no.
Because she asked, you're like, how do you do it? And this tiny fairy smacks you across the face, full force,
Oh,
and you go down.
I'm just down for the count.
Yeah, mid prayer, you're like, what do I do? And she's just like, stop being dumb, essentially, and she just smacks the shit out of you. And you go down, and you wake up. So I'm not gonna make you roll boxes or anything, but you wake up in a couple of minutes, and there's this tiny handprint smack mark on the side of your cheek, and it feels like your jaw almost is like partially dislocated, like it just hurts.
Ow! She kind of like she makes sure that it's in socket still. um, and she sits there for a second, and she does get kind of mad and grabs like a small like cup or something that's just in her room, just and just throws it against the wall. And then she picks up the pieces, throws it away, and goes to take a long rest.
You realize she did give you a small compliment.
Yes, she's just frustrated at everything that's going on right now.
Okay.
She has to burn off some of the anger, and a
That's
cup is the smallest casualty.
That's fair. Leah, do you have a new heading, or are you still headed towards the monastery? Do you kind of
She's
captain the
gonna-
ship?
Yeah, she's kind of just trying to figure everything out. She goes up to Gail. She's like, "Okay, what do we want to do?"
Don't know. I don't know. The all I want right now is just to be better, to save people. But I can't even save a baby. How are we supposed to do anything if I'm the weak one?
Look, if this makes you the weak one, this makes me the world's biggest fucking idiot. Because I thought I had everything airtight, locked down. Like fuck yeah, I got one over on this fucking team. I got my buddy some strength and cedar.
Again.
Had to do it.
You know, I was thinking I can do something good. I can protect my friends and cedar. Um, and then this shit happened, and a whole city blew up.
None of that is your fault, Leah.
Then how is this yours?
Because a girl died because I wasn't good enough. Because a child has been taken away from her home, from her world, because I wasn't good enough. What else do I need to know before I know I'm not worthy of anything? Before I know I can't save anybody? I almost lost the one person the one person I care about most. And you know something, Leah?
Sometimes when I go to bed, when I try to sleep, I hear the sound she made when she went down. When she died, and I can't unhear that. What do I do?
Honestly,
I thought I knew how to do something. I thought I knew how to do anything, but I can't.
I wish I knew what to tell you. I wish I had some amazing thing to say to make it all better, but I don't.
I don't
Because
want to.
I mean, there's nothing I can do. But I mean, yes, we could go chase down this child, and that would be by far the best decision in a lot of ways. Um, but it would also be the worst decision in a lot of ways because we just had an explosion of anti-magic fire. If that starts to spread and we lose an entire continent because we're chasing after one child, and then tens, if not hundreds of thousands of more people die because we were chasing after one.
Yeah.
I want to. I feel like every ounce of this is my fault. I don't want there to be a single casualty, but I don't see that as realistic.
No, I used to read those stories where people come together, they help people, they save the world, and they do it so well.
And that's exactly what those are. Stories. It, it's
And I
the
know it.
best part of everything. It's it's all the good, none of the bad. If you only ever get the good and even only a little bit of the bad, it's gonna look like the easiest job on the fucking planet.
Don't I know it? We just seem to get all of the bad. Just for once, I would love for there to be some good. Just once.
Is Giddis just standing there?
Kittis hasn't moved.
She's just sitting there like, I'm stuck here. Like when you're
Yeah.
like, do I go? Do I stay? I can't move now. I'm stuck. I'm locked in.
Well, honestly, I don't know what I can tell you to make this better. I don't know if there even is something to say to make this better. Quite frankly, I doubt it.
Then don't say anything. With all due respect, Leah.
But
Look, I've been in this world long enough to know now that all I can expect is pain and suffering. And if that's how I help people, by suffering myself, then so be it. I'll fall on the sword so others don't have to. It just means that there is an end to all of this, so that no other child has to grow up like I did. That nobody else is affected by that stuff. Did I tell you that it killed a friend of mine?
no, but I picked up on that. Been I've been on your tail for a little while.
It killed Gilsius. I don't think you ever met him.
No.
Um, he was a good man, a kind man, and it took him from his family. He had a child, he had a husband, he had everything. He had so much love in his life, and just took him. I think the problem is I've been looking at things with too much hope. I think I just need to harden my heart a little and just accept that things aren't okay. And things won't be. And you know what? That's okay. Just need to figure
I
that out.
agree with the majority of your approach. The one thing I would change is things aren't okay. Things won't be okay unless I try and do something about them.
Yeah, I've been trying to do something about them since I left that monastery,
I
and
I know.
nothing is working. And to answer your question, Doku, yes.
She goes, but would you wouldn't you rather die knowing you fought for something even if it went nowhere? Just knowing that you tried than dying knowing you gave up?
Leah, I've already done that, remember? We all have.
You know, I
Also, I'm going to fight to help people. I'm still going to do it. I just don't know what to do. I need to be stronger, and I know that I'm not. But I don't know how to become stronger.
quite frankly, I actually have some thoughts on that. Some thoughts for each of you. I've I've been thinking about this one idea to bulk each of you up more to my level without taking all the time it took to get me here.
It seems like an easy way of doing things.
Not necessarily the easy way, just the smart way.
It's going to cost us, isn't it? Not money necessarily, but
No, it shouldn't.
everything comes at a price in this world, Leah.
I mean, it'll cost you time, it'll cost you money, but it won't cost you your soul.
Makes a change. Okay. Okay, we get stronger, all of us. And I know I'm speaking on their behalf, but at this point, I don't care. Because at some point, I need to start making decisions. I need to start acting properly and thinking. Because right now, I've been acting like a child running from the hills, and I can't be that anymore. We need to start making hard decisions. I think I need to stop thinking like Gale. And maybe start being a little more Tempest. I've just seen Sophie's reaction in the screen. It's
Ooh,
just thrown me off.
alignment changes.
I didn't mean to throw you off. My bad.
It's good. It's good.
So time freezes for a second. For everyone but Gale. The entire world almost frozen in ice for just a split moment. And as the tears fall from Gale's face, one of them almost lets off kind of a magical splatter as it hits the ground. And from the deck of the ship, where the tear hit the ground, a small blue fairy comes out. and looks up at you. Everyone else frozen except you. And she smiles and goes, "A water you created me. Thank you for bringing me into this world. As a favor," and she kind of flies up in front of you, "if something should make you cry again," and she kind of wipes the tear off your cheek and like molds it into herself, and her image kind of like ripples like water. "I will give you a gift. Should something make you cry, you will call upon me as a divine intervention. You can call on me whenever, whether you need to steel yourself or become more of who you are. But for creating me from your sadness, I will help you as an agent of water." Boom. Time unfreezes. And what you get in that moment is a divine intervention on your choosing. Think of it as like a free nat 20 in case of emergencies. A free pass, a get out of jail free card. A 6-second moment that can be completely redone with the power of tears at your calling.
Is there any limits as to what it can do?
Think of it in kind of the confines of a natural 20. So,
Okay.
a free death save. I mean, even say a boon, something that you maybe want to get off an additional healing. Could be an action surge. Think of it as a free 6-second moment with a natural 20.
Cool. I'll make a note of that.
But it's got to be emotionally charged for thematics.
Oh no, we can't do emotionally charged moments.
Okay.
That never happens here on this channel.
That's good stuff.
She actually cried earlier in the session. Says.
But all right. Do you guys want to take a quick fiver?
Sure.
Sure.
I know we've been kind of
Yeah,
going
I
at it
need
for a little bit.
Yeah. And then when we be at the
Um,
monastery, I'm very excited.
Are we
Yeah.
still? We'll have to discuss whether or not we're
Oh,
still
yeah.
going.
Yeah, that's true.
The whole point is for that
That's true.
kid.
The kid, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
you
again,
guys,
I'll be here. I can go until about 5 o'clock again, so I can keep going for a little while longer. It's not a problem.
Okay, it's at 40 minutes from now.
See y'all in just a
Yeah,
second.
sounds good.
Cool. All right, so we'll take a quick fiver.
All right.
See you guys in a bit.
Cool beans.
We could probably arrange that.
Step
I'll
on
ask
anybody's
Doki.
toes. Yeah, see what you guys say. 'Cause just because I have to have a hard stop doesn't mean you guys have to.
Okay.
I don't mind you guys continuing.
So we
When-
lost a player on break.
Yeah.
So they had to jet, I guess.
I don't know.
check. I'll call Rain.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
do.
Let me just.
I can probably mute the Discord. Give me a second.
Okay.
Go ahead and talk. Somebody talk. Perfect. Okay. So stream can't hear, so you guys are good. So I know. It was just funny too because like there was a bunch of different routes out there and like there was the monastery that seemed to be unhindered and like safe and stuff like that from the fire. There's a deity actually that are you into deities or are you into faith still? Like how's Gail doing from a uh religion? We talk about kinks when the girls aren't around. No, but no, yeah. Because there is a deity of suffering. Um, I think it is Lathander. Yeah, if I remember right. It's the two hands bound in cloth, in bloody cloth. I think I've brought it. It was in this campaign earlier, and I remember. Bless you. What's it called? Dimran. Dimran was really into it. You guys actually went to a church of this deity, so. They okay? I didn't really get a reason. It was just like, hey, got a jet, sorry. So I was just making sure. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put the audio back on.
Do your thing.
Okay, balancing audio. Tuck, 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 tuck.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Bottle
We-
water.
We are
Bottle
super
water.
strong.
Alright, so we
We
should be
are-
good there.
Blade traumatized, isn't it?
And what I'll do is I'll try to balance the cameras here really quick too. So give me 2 seconds there.
Right.
So Leah is steering the ship towards an unknown destination to all of you guys, apparently.
Oh no.
What are the rest of you guys doing?
Not good.
Kittis? I don't really know. She's kind of just spaced out. She's there, but she's like, it's kind of like there, like a ghost would be, where you kind of fading in and out.
I think Cedar's gonna like check on Kittis a little, but kind of a little bit like absent-mindedly. Hey, you okay? Hey, you should go to your room and rest. Do the elf thing.
Kind of like absentmindedly stands up and kind of gathers up Philo.
Cedar kind of looks at Philo and goes, "Take care of her."
And he kind of hugs Kittis like by the neck and then just kind of goes along with it. Oh no, I messed everything up.
And she's going to she's gonna basically ask Leah and be like, "Hey,
Oh, Leah's not here.
yeah, basically like for direction stuff.
Where are we going?
Yeah. First of all, where are we going? Second of all, can we stop in a town with a library? I need to go to a library, frankly."
As a party, do we decide to go to the library on behalf of Leah?
So yeah, for this one here, I have an an idea of the direction that they're probably headed, just because we talked a
Alright.
little bit before session. So I know we got a little derailed, so I'm assuming we're going to kind of go back to that continent. So passing from where you guys are now, I'll pull up a quick little world map actually, and then get a map so we know where we're kind of going. Remember the Wizards District of the kind of, I call it like the smart people area of town. There are a couple of Wizard Spire focused
Uh-huh.
towns. We're actually going to probably pass over that direction, so we probably won't land in a main city for story reasons.
Okay.
But let me go ahead
That's fair
and
enough.
grab a map for a small city towards that area. So we will go that way. Where's my battle maps? Village. Dun, 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 dun. I need a cool. Sorry, I stole your baby.
Better be,
Good. Feel bad.
Feels bad.
bastard.
You even caused Kittis to go into to a panic state.
It's fine, I still love you.
For now.
What
that
else have
sounds-
you got planned?
We have 26 minutes. What else are you gonna put in there?
Oh, nothing today. I'm just saying I wrote the rest of the story more or less. So.
Okay.
Just don't kill Gale. Well, no, you can kill Gale if you want to.
No, not killing
No,
Gale.
no, you can't. No.
Yeah. So you guys kind of come across so you guys kind of came from the center of the map, which will be kind of the vortex of the world, and you pass over it again, and you're headed back to you were headed kind of towards the monastery originally. Leah's homeworld is kind of down here in this area as well, but you pass over essentially the wizard district of this land, where it's kind of pompous people and things like that. Towards the end of the night, you guys actually land on the outsides of a smaller town, and the entire town is kind of in this blue mist, and it's amazing because it's pure energy or pure magic essence that rushes through kind of this whole town. And even though it's a smaller town, everything is very nice, everything's clean, there are magical items everywhere for running water. Heated water can come through even basic taps in this town, and it's just pure magic and energy runs through this town and this whole area. And there is a wizard spire kind of at the end or the head of this town, but you guys kind of put down on the end of it. And it's essentially kind of probably the middle of the night.
Is this after like a long rest for us? This travel
Yeah,
time,
this
or-
would have been probably about another 3 days of travel. So yeah, you would have
Okay.
gotten your long rest in.
Perfect.
Kitty's is still kind of out of it. Like she's now engaging properly. Like she's not like, but she's not bouncing. Like it's like almost like something
Like dulled.
dulled. Yeah. But she does kind of put the goggles on and starts flipping through when she sees the magic items.
Yeah, you're actually able to spot them. The whole town kind of glows like a magic haze. And what's cool when you see the goggles, where the ground is kind of lit up in certain areas, it actually kind of comes up as like a dust, as in it's every piece of earth is almost magically enchanted here. And you're kind of walking through a magical fog, and you just kind of feel charged while wearing the goggles. Roll a d20.
Okay. And 10.
Perfect, thank you. But yes, so you guys would probably, I know you're looking for a library. There would definitely most likely be a library, kind of a shared library, a personal library of a wizard, a large collection of, books inside the tower, more than likely.
I think Cedar would most likely kind of just do this sort of like just be like, hey, I'll be back in a minute. Just kind of very absent-mindedly, and then just kind of leaves. She's not gonna like stop like Kittis if she comes to like look at library stuff, but she's not very social about it, like more so than usual.
I think
Kittis
Gale
does-
wouldn't mind. Yeah,
What?
I think we'll all come along. I think.
And she kind of goes to the library and grabs a few books. She doesn't really show off the books, but just so that you know, Doku, she probably grabs like something on like gods and goddesses, and then something on Drow specifically.
Okay. So you do reach the tower, and I'll if I can, I'll just kind of roleplay this out a little bit for you guys, because I think I kind of know the mood you're in. Um, you come across this tower, and it's probably 4 or 5 stories tall. At the very top, you actually see a light still kind of lit, and Cedar almost mindlessly picks the lock on the front door to the tower and just lets herself in. And immediately, there's a couple of like people sleeping on tables, essentially over books, and everyone here. There's probably about 2, what looks to be maybe students here, passed out, and then there's rows and rows of books inside this library at the base level of this tower. Um, and Cedar literally just kind of goes through and touches all the books, and then grabs one off, and then kind of continues, touches books, grabs another one off. And it's pretty easy to find at least basic comprehension knowledge of some topics that you're looking for. If you're looking for stuff on gods and goddesses, I mean, I'm sure we can definitely find something, but there would be a book on Drow specifically, yeah. And do you just walk out with them?
Yeah, she kind of puts them in her satchel, and walks out.
Do you leave the door open?
No, she always shuts the door behind her, and if she picked a lock, she will relock it.
Okay. But she did this like with just, it wasn't so much stealth as it was innately she's just quiet and didn't give a crap and just kind of took stuff and walked out. And you guys are just kind of dumbfounded staring at her as you guys kind of came along.
She already put the books in the satchel at this point. So it just looked like she went in and came back out. Maybe we should stay on the ship tonight. We could find somewhere, but
I want to stay on the ship.
okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I don't want to deal with townspeople right now. And she just kind of like starts flying back towards the ship. Second she gets back on the ship, she kind of just walks back to her room, shuts the door behind her.
Kittis walks to the ship.
Yep. Yep. She just leaves Kittis behind. Zero
Geralt's
crabs.
gonna walk with her. Because,
Okay.
you know what? Why not?
When
It's
you
the right thing to do.
when you guys return to the ship, you actually see Leah kind of like one arm passed out, holding the helm of the ship, like through the wheel, just kind of like leaned up on it, like snoring a little bit.
Right. If I take the top part of the body, you take the legs.
I think we're gonna be able to carry her.
We can try.
Philo, you want to help?
Philo sits on top of Leah, not helping much, but like while sitting, tries to pull on and lift, not realizing the forces are being canceled out by the fact that he's sitting on her.
Bless.
All right. And okay. So Kittis tries to help the best she can.
I think you guys eventually make it back to the room with Leah just kind of sleeping.
Yeah.
What is
While they're doing-
mhm. Yeah.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was literally asking what you were doing.
Cedar is like pouring through the books, trying to find information, and also I think in her room at this point she would have set up a little pin board for like notes and stuff. And it is like there's string on it. There's like, it looks like the meme where the guy's got all the post-it notes and string. Like it is a mess.
It's like a murder wall.
And so she starts looking. Does she find anything?
What do you so did you send me a message about what you were looking for specifically?
Basically, well, not what she's looking for specifically, more like kind of the general idea of how it would go. I think she's basically looking for anything she can on Lolth. Especially deals or how to get out. What happens if you tick off Lolth too much? She does see the page about Driders, skims it, and then flips away from it because she doesn't want to keep reading that right now. Because I feel like a book about drow would have a page on driders, right? Stands to reason.
Yeah.
Were you assuming that?
So,
I've
okay.
actually read it
I'm just messing with him.
the other day. I read the monster manual the other day, and that's why I felt that drow would have a drider page.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the mickey out of you.
So
No worries,
you you kind of skim through these books, and I'll give you a little bit of fun lore if you want. So you see what looks to be another small map of Shadowfell, and you have like big depictions of a giant gate, and you kind of have like a traveled path, and it's a story from those who retained. So this is kind of like a recount or a diary of what seems to be someone who remembered their soul's trip through Shadowfell. And one of the things that sticks out for you, specifically, was the depiction of a grove that had trees in it, which is different for Shadowfell because it was kind of like an autumn atmosphere, and things were kind of blackened, but it still felt like a natural, beautiful autumn season. But the trees were kind of uprooted and breaking down a little bit, and it's specifically covered in one of the only places in Shadowfell that wasn't covered in spiders, and this was actually dubbed Lolth's Grove. So the reason why it was avoided by spiders is because at the center of this grove, it was very foul and muddy, but it seems to be her home. Now, you would know that most deities kind of have their own space in the Feywild and in Shadowfell that they kind of reign over. And it was kind of explained that it was the only place devoid of spiders in all of Shadowfell. It was haunted by many banshees and undead, and it was actually made up of followers of Lolth that have been slain. So it's a place where they go once they die. Instead of moving to the gate to be reborn, they travel to the grove and spend the rest of eternity in her domain. And so you kind of get the idea that from this story that people connected to Lolth, should something happen to them, they do not get to be reborn. Instead, they go to the grove. And this is a recount of a soul that traveled through the grove and kind of learned on their way to the gate. You also have some interesting information about Lolth, that anything that kind of... She's the Queen of Spiders. She has a ton of names. Lady of Chaos, Lady of Shadow, Mother of Lusts. She's known by many titles, but there is actually a clergy in creation that is dedicated to her. So she has followers in life and then followers in the afterlife. And she's a goddess of cold cruelty, but not out of a place of darkness. She's just the embodiment of essentially cruelty and hunger. And aside from that, it doesn't really tell you anything you didn't already know.
This frustrates her. And she's still like scribbling down some notes. She like puts them up on the board. She has some that are on Lolth, some that are on the Fae, some that are like some like spells she's trying to develop. But it's kind of, the board is kind of chaos, but there's these strings, like she has a little bit of yarn that she's been attaching to kind of try and organize her thoughts. She takes a step back to look at it for a second and realizes that in the way that the strings were pinned on the board, it looks like a spider's web. And this does not comfort her at all. And she just kind of starts tearing down everything on the board, muttering to herself. And the pinboard actually falls off the wall at one point because she's just like tearing stuff off of it. Like notes are getting ripped up because, she's an owl and she has claws on the end of her talons. So she wasn't being careful with them, and she just rips it down. And she's just, why can't I get any stupid answers? It's fine.
Roll,
It's fine. It's all gonna be fine. I can fix this. I can find an answer. She's forgetting to be quiet now.
roll a perception.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, my hands are shaking. Everything is shaking.
Mhm.
Perception.
I'm assuming Kittis and Gale would hear her by this point, though.
Be a 5. So she does not perceive anything at the moment.
Oh man, I really
She's a little
can't.
hopped up. She's a little hopped up on anger right now.
She
And
is. She is. Okay.
mouth is dry.
So no, you don't notice anything in particular at the moment. Everything just kind of gets ripped apart and falls to the floor, and what from it you can tell everything's kind of naturally happens. But yes, Gale and Kittis would have heard the freak out and the thrashing in the room.
Did
And
you
probably the board falling.
did you hear that, Kiss?
I don't think Mom's doing well.
Let's maybe check up on her. Us two. What? Oh, you not a fan?
I'll come with you, but Mom gets. I don't like when Mom's not happy. She gets loud and a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, she does a little bit. But I think everybody does. All we can do is just try and be there for her.
Last time I was there for her, I gave her wings. So maybe I can give her wings again. Maybe that'll make her stop.
Just adds more wings each. Just like biblically accurate cedar. I make jokes when I'm nervous, and I'm nervous.
Anyway, so Kittis kind of like goes up. I'm assuming with Gale, because she's not going without Gale.
Oh, Gal's going with her as well.
And she kind of just knocks on the door. Mom?
Yeah. Just trying to sound normal.
Kittis opens the door.
And you see that the room, if you didn't know any better, you'd think the room was ransacked. And there is paper and paper shreds everywhere.
Did you summon an elemental to your room?
Can I get a
No,
perception from Gale and Kittis?
Of course you can.
That's an 11.
Where's my perception? Okay. 21.
Okay. So what's interesting is you see something scratched into the wall that resembles words.
Did Cedar or
No.
okay? I didn't think so.
So, yes, Cedar did this, but
Oh, I did.
she was not. It was interesting how it all fell into place. So I'm going to let you know what you see scratched into the wall.
Okay.
So you see what looks to be like, if you align yourself kind of right, torn papers, and like you have to kind of squint, but the moment you do, words are formed in the chaos, scrapped into the wall, made up of bits of paper and scratches and string.
Okay, Zeta, did you mean to scratch this into the wall?
What's scratched?
What?
Right here.
Mm.
Come here. Come here. Look
Okay.
at those scratches and just squint a little bit.
I mean, the pinboard fell.
Don't
it's fine.
worry about that for a second. Just
Like
look at
literally
these words
screwed.
here.
I
You
didn't-
spelled out daughters of the, I think that says Yochlal, I think? I could be butchering the pronunciation there, but that's what it looks like.
Nothing's wrong. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm just gonna. Y'all can head out. Y'all are probably tired.
Does Kittis know
I
anything
have
about
work
what those
to
words
do.
meant?
I have work to do.
How about we help you?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Everything. I have to keep working. And I need to have my thoughts are not organized, and so I need to try and organize them, and that's kind of a one-person job. But I'm fine. I'm fine.
See, with all due respect, no, you're not.
Okay, doesn't matter. I still need to work, and I'm getting distracted. I just need to buckle down and keep researching.
No. No, that's not going to help matters at all, alright? Just pop the papers
Yes,
down for a
Bill.
second.
No, I can't sit down. Why should I? Every second I just sit here is another second the world unravels. But what does it matter anyway? You know, it's not like what anything that we do is gonna fix anything. Heroes do good things and save the world. Heroes don't have whole towns blow up, thousands dead and burning. Sure, there's casualties, collateral damage, but thousands of souls. Look, Gil, you didn't want to go kill the goblins. Kiddis didn't care. Leah wanted to, but I'm the one that convinced you, and I tipped the scale in that direction. I made a hasty, selfish, stupid decision, and now so many people are dead. How am I any better than Shrek now, huh? I am a bad egg from a bad family, and nothing I do turns out the way that it should. I try to peacefully talk with my ex-friend, and then my best friend loses 2 limbs. We go to save my family. Everyone ends up making deals with a hag, and I'm the only one who gets out of it because, of course, I'm the only one who's not going to have consequences for my actions. We overthrow an evil ruler, and I leave the entire kingdom in the hands of my little sister. She turns out to be evil, and instead of shouldering the burden myself, I don't do anything, and everything. We try and kill a serial killer, and we all die. We, honest to goodness, die. That's sure it's the 4th or 5th death for Kiddes, but that doesn't matter. It's still we all die. And for a second, I thought just maybe I'd get to see my brother, but I don't even get that. You know, he's the guardian or whatever, the messenger of the Raven Queen. I die. I don't even get to see him. Because why should I get to? And then we try and go kill these stupid goblins, and now the town's in rubble. And I try to bring my kid back, and now my soul belongs to that stupid, God's forsaken spider.
What? Kiris was trying to pick up some of the stuff.
You
and
mean...
she turned. What?
I wasn't supposed to tell you that. I wasn't supposed to say that. I can't even keep my own problems from somehow hurting those I care about most. I didn't want to give anybody another complex.
See that you didn't hurt us just now.
Didn't want you to have anything to worry about. And Kiddes, I didn't want you to know.
When did
when I went into the gem to save you, she asked me what I wanted. I didn't know that answering her would pass your deal to me. But it did. It's fine, you're free now, that's what matters.
It was supposed to just undo everything. It wasn't supposed to.
Okay, it's fine. It doesn't matter how I find an answer.
Kiris kind of walks up and looks into your eyes, and she's trying to reach into. Basically, Kiris is trying to look into Cedar's soul and kind of like how she would observe Atlas. She's trying to basically do the same thing to her soul.
Roll an Arcana or Perception.
21 for Arcana.
You look into her eyes, and for a brief moment, instead of pupils, you see a spider egg nestled in spider webs.
Mm-mm.
And instead of an
Alright.
iris, it's a black web made of void. And then you blink, and it's her eyes.
Sorry, you weren't supposed to know.
She just kind of backs up.
Cedar, why would you not tell us?
Didn't want you to worry. I did tell Leah. She told me I should tell you. I was going to eventually, but when the time was right, and maybe, or I just was gonna try and fix it before anything could happen.
Cedar, I'm gonna be worried about you no matter what. So, don't think that is a good idea, because I've seen what can happen to people who just bottle things up. They do what you do now. They keep things contained, they try and carry on, and they try and laugh it off. But it ends up tearing them apart.
Oh.
I don't want to see you go through that. It's one of the worst things ever. You become your own worst enemy. And look, I really like the way that your mind works. I like that you can solve patterns and find the answers to questions, but this isn't you. This isn't how you solve things. You're hurting. You're in pain. And right now I think you need a cleric.
Just tired of my issues and choices hurting others. When we couldn't save those twins, the older one, the little boy, he's the one who decided his sister would go first.
Yeah.
I know why that kid jumped. I understand why she did that.
What do you mean?
I know what it's like to live your whole life knowing that your big brother sacrificed himself for you, and that maybe if you'd done something different, maybe he'd be alive too. I know what that can do to somebody, because that's
No. Cedar,
what it
there was
did to me.
nothing. There was no way you could have done that yourself. You were a child. You were a child and he was a man. There was nothing you could have done, no matter what. You need to realize that what Strix did, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that he's dead.
I miss him so much. And I want my life to be worth that sacrifice he made. And I don't feel like it is.
Well,
I don't feel like I'm the person that he sacrificed himself for.
Cedar, I don't think any of us are. He hands you kind of like some of the papers off the floor that she'd been gathering up.
Thank you, Giddis.
I don't think I'm exactly what my brother thought I would turn into when I left home.
And I don't know what my family would think of me. I'm going to tell you guys something. And this applies to all of you. I was talking with Leah earlier on. And I basically said that if it came down to it, I'd fall on the sword so that you could live, because you are worthwhile. You all are. So I don't want anybody doubting themselves for a second, because all of you are incredible. Get this. Your worldview, it's different to what I know, and I like that. And your energy, the way you see everything, it's refreshing. That alone is worthwhile. Consider where do I begin? Seriously, where do I begin with you? Because if I stayed here listing off every single good thing about you, I think we'd spend the entire voyage here. Look at me. You are worth fighting for. Worth making the sacrifice play for. You have no idea what I feel.
Thank you. I don't want you to sacrifice yourself for me. I'm tired of seeing people do that. I'm tired of knowing I'm the reason someone chose to die. And I want someone to stay. I don't want to have to say goodbye to someone else that I care about.
Well,
I
right
don't
now
want
I'm
to
not going anywhere.
I don't want to watch somebody that I care about turn into something awful and feel like I have to abandon them just to keep myself alive. I just want somebody to stay and stay alive. And honestly, I am so scared. I don't want to belong to Lolth. I don't regret what I did since it freed Kittis. But I don't want to be stuck in her web when I die. I hate feeling caged and trapped, and this is just another trap. But it's bigger and scarier.
Well, this time you have us.
Thank you both.
If it comes down to it, I will bend the bars of that cage for you. It may take a while, but I will do everything in my power to help you.
Thank you.
And
You two are the people I care about most in the world. And I want you both to know that. I care about Leah too, but I care about you two more.
Yeah.
as you guys kind of share that moment, the sunrise begins to kind of peek over the horizon on a new day. And the room around you is just kind of lit up. You get a feeling that a new day, a new era has started. That's what we'll end the session.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Good.
Ah!
Ugh. All right.
Thanks for the few who tuned in, and I'll go ahead
Yeah.
and stop for now.
My
Bye.
gosh.
See you.
Bye, guys.